Are you the type of person that enjoys spending money? Sometimes it's not even about the item we're buying, but the habit of spending that really pulls us in. So, if you have been trying to save money, but you also tend to be a spender, we're going to talk about a little hack that you might want to try.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renee Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
The topic of money is such an interesting one because there are so many different aspects to it. There are different reasons that we want to spend money. There's different habits that we've created. There's different ways that we've grown up around money and different viewpoints that we have on it. But no matter where you are with your money habits or your relationship with money, we can always make small changes or big changes to put us in a path on where we want to be with money. And I know a lot of people, like, we kind of break it into two groups. We've got savers and we've got spenders. And I can be both. Naturally, I'm a spender. I like spending money. And it does have a sense of like just enjoyment to it where like if it's the dopamine I think that makes the transaction, so it's not even necessarily about what we're ordering all the time. Like sometimes it obviously is and it's like, oh, I really want that one thing and you just can't get it out of your mind. But there are a lot of times where we just want to make a transaction, like I'm just in the mood to spend money. And I really know when that's happening because by the time the item is delivered, I have forgotten what I've ordered. And I know that that's my natural tendency, but because of what we have learned over the years with our budgeting and our habits and paying off debt and building our savings and things like that, I know that I have the ability to save, even though my natural desire is to spend. So if you're in that same boat where you're naturally kind of a spender, you can still be a saver. So you don't have to always be a spender. But if you've struggled with it, that's where this little hack comes in. Now, obviously, I would recommend getting on a budget and building your base budget and really seeing where your money is going. And that does help a ton. If you are ready for that, or you are willing to try it, maybe you're not quite ready, but you're willing to try it, that is where I would start. And I have lots of episodes that will help you with that. And I will link them in the show notes so that you can go back and look at where the budgeting episodes are to get started to build your base budget and then what to do with it once you start. But until you get that in place, or maybe even once you have it in place, if you still have a desire to spend and you are struggling with not spending, I want you to try this little hack. Now, I have talked about, before we get into the hack, I have talked about creating your own wish list. And if you've listened to episodes, that's not what I'm actually talking about today. But my previous episodes have shared that, like, when you are wanting something, to put it in the cart and then make yourself a promise that you are going to wait a certain number of hours or a certain number of days, or maybe it's the whole month, that you're going to wait to check out and then revisit it. And a lot of times you either end up forgetting about it or you just decide you don't need it anymore. And in some cases, you decide you still want it and then you budget for it for the next month and you're good to go. And I still love that process or that method, but this is something a little bit different. So you can try that for sure and see if it helps you. If that is something that's helping you, or maybe it's not helping you and you need something else, or maybe it is helping you and you just need another thing to try to pair with it to make it even better for you to save, this is what I'm going to share with you today. Open a savings account. And if you already have one, then that's great. You don't have to open another one. You just want to make sure that whatever savings account you have, you are able to make transfers into your savings account. So ideally, it's probably going to be the same bank or credit union that you have a checking account at. so that you can transfer your money, or you can put it into a high yield savings account. That's awesome. And even better if you have the ability to do that. So, what you want to do is you want to make sure you have a savings account and you are able to make transfers to it. Okay. And then every time you are wanting to spend money impulsively, and you're just doing your online shopping and you're just like in that mood to spend money, instead of completing a transaction online, I want you to go into your banking app and make a transfer for that amount into your savings account. Because then, if you decide you want to get it later, you can always purchase it later because you have now set aside the money for it. Okay. Or you just needed that dopamine hit with the transaction. You just needed to do something where money was being moved. And then when you transfer it into your savings account, then you're making that transaction, but you're technically paying yourself. And then watch your savings build and see how many times you do it. Just test yourself. Like anytime you're like really in the mood to spend money, just transfer that amount into your savings account. And then see how fast it builds and see how quickly you can like kind of diminish this habit of wanting to buy material things and how exciting it is when you start to see your savings account grow. You can also do this with paying off debt. Anytime you're wanting to make that transaction, just plug that amount of money towards your debt and just get that debt paid down. So I think that this is just a fun way to take that spending habit and actually make it useful and beneficial for yourself because you're not just wasting money, you're actually saving money and getting yourself out of debt. So you can try it with either one of those, whether you're paying off debt or you are building a savings. But I think it's just a fun way to kind of hack our mind a little bit and make it feel like we're spending money, but it's actually very beneficial for us. So when you are in the mood to spend money, you want to just have your savings account. And then every time you want to spend on impulse, you just take that amount that you were going to be spending and you transfer it to your savings account instead. And it's the same concept as if we're paying off debt, but every little amount goes towards the balance, whether you are reducing a debt balance or you are building a savings balance. And just see how that works for you and see how it makes you feel. And if you still get the same satisfaction of watching your savings account grow versus having packages delivered to your door that you have no idea what they are even. So try that. I hope that it helps you. I hope you are able to build your savings even more. And even if you are a spender, you can still learn how to be a saver. And I hope that that helps you. And I will catch you back here on the next episode.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.